So got a lot to get done.
Anthony, why make the move with Justin now?
Because I think Justin's been doing a good job, and I want to see him. You know, we didn't have him for the preseason, and so I got a chance to look at him now. So Detrez, you know, he did nothing wrong. Love what he did in preseason. He made this roster, and you know, he's got to clear waivers, and we'll see what happens.
What do you see as Justin's role, or what does he bring?
You know, he's a versatile back. He can play all three downs, and he's highly productive. You know, he was in high school, he was in college, and I want to get a look at him.
Was any other team interested in Justin?
Not that I know of. No.
Update on Drew case for where you at in terms of his health going into this week?
He came back into the game, Eric. I believe he's fine. Yeah.
So you expect him to be able to play this week?
Yeah, I think he'll be okay.
Much of the move, too, with bringing him up to the roster was for special teams.
You know, we have to improve the personnel in that area, you know, and I think he's been doing a good job in practice on teams. So we'll definitely have a role for him on special teams.
Anthony, what's been the biggest difference that you've seen between Mike Williams these last couple games and Mike Williams of last year?
Well, last year he wasn't healthy. He didn't practice a lot. He was kind of learning on the run. This year he's more comfortable, and he hadn't missed many practices this year. So, you know, he's been really consistent.
What do you say about him from a confidence standpoint?
I think his confidence right now is at an all-time high, and he's looking good.
I know he was playing, but it looked like Keenan was having some issues, maybe trying to stay loose on the sideline. Was he okay toward the end of the game?
As far as I know, Keenan was fine. Yeah, you know, he's behind me, so I don't know what he's doing behind me, but on the field, I thought he was fine.
Anthony, do you have an update on Joey Bosa and he's going to get the cast off? He's been wearing the last couple of weeks.
I think the cast is coming off soon, Eric. But you know, the update on Joey is it's the same old, same old. You know, we won't have him this week, but you know, I don't want to get in the habit of ruling players out on Mondays. But I know we won't have Joey this week.
Same with Bart.
Bart, you know, his situation, he could be back sooner than I thought. So we'll wait and see.
And I know yesterday you said there were a lot of things you wanted to fix, and today was a big learning day. What stuck out to you this morning that you saw?
You know, a couple things. A couple young guys, you know, making unsportsmanlike conducts, and that you know, we don't do that here. And you know, Kaiser wasn't even sure that he was wrong in what he did, but you know, that's got to get corrected. We won't have another one of those, I promise you.
So you didn't like the Kaiser talk?
I liked his emotion, I liked his energy, but you know, the referees they're calling it tight, and he didn't do a whole lot. You know, he just standing in a guy's face and talking, but I don't know what he said, but he got an unsportsmanlike conduct foul because of that, and that's back-to-back weeks, and we're not going to have it.
Going back at the pump block, what did you see on film?
We got to do a better job of executing that with our punter. Number one, you don't take a three-step approach when you're backed up like that. One step and get the ball out. Ball should have been gone. I don't think the punt block ever should have happened, but we didn't execute that, and you know, that was talked about a little bit as well.
So just a failure from all ends, punter, protection?
Protection backed up like that is going to be a little iffy because they're going to rush, and you can't get depth because you don't have the depth to give. And so there was some leakage there coming up the middle, but that ball could have been gone.
Anthony, did you tell? I'm assuming you talked to Drew. I mean, he's a veteran. He's been around. Did he just? Did he?
Well, we talked, but you know, he just has to do a better job of executing that situation and understanding the urgency that you have to get that ball out.
Anthony, I know you talked about the pass rush yesterday. Anything emerge when you were watching on tape that you hadn't seen, or any concerns?
Nothing on tape that I didn't see yesterday. We need more pressure. You know, they slide in protection to Mel. They're gonna chip Mel. They're gonna do all that, and we're gonna be one-on-one the backside, and we gotta win. Somebody's gotta win.
I know you were pleased with Isaac Rochelle before.
Yeah.
Anything change in this game, or how would you
You know,
evaluate?
Isaac played a solid game, but we could use more pass rush out of him for sure.
Anthony, do you guys talk about perhaps blitzing more since, like you said, you know, they're doubling Mel, everybody has single, and you're still having to be able to get you pressure?
You know, we've done some of that, and you know, did we do enough of it yesterday? You know, I don't know, but we did blitz more. You know, week 2, week 1, and you know, it's you know to get something you got to give up something, Eric, and their weapons out the wide receiver position puts us on an island. So you know, it's a balancing act right there.
Can you talk about that? Because like you said, you played against the Chiefs, you just played the Rams. You don't want to
Well,
give up 50, you'd rather give up 10. Understand playing coverage versus
Yeah.
pressure. How do you continue?
Well, we've played that bend but don't break. You know, last year we was third in the league in points because you know we can play that style of defense. It just didn't work out for us yesterday.
But that's been successful in the past. And you,
Sure, yeah.
So when you talk about the bend but don't break, basically your 4 got to get there, correct?
Yes. I mean, you know, they get there, or you have so much coverage, it doesn't matter. You know, it's one or the other. And, you know, to blitz more, you got to play more man. You got to put wide receivers on islands. And some of those matchups you may not like. But there's a balance there, and we got to find that balance.
Have you noticed that it's been a little bit more difficult on Mel, not having Joey taking some of the attention off? Or?
Oh, it's going to be. No, it's going to be. When you don't have Joey Bosa on the other side. Absolutely.
Much of a balancing act is it with Derwin too, because like yesterday you had a more free safety because of the deep threats, but you know, in terms of pass rush, dialing it up more with how he can blitz. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, like you say, you put him in the box and you blitz him, then you got to give up something in the back end. You know, we like him playing both. We like him in the box and also in the back end. He got an interception yesterday, but you know, his range back there is important when you're playing against certain receivers.
is that interception too an example of his range and how he can get to it?
Oh, absolutely. You know, he broke in that ball. I wish he had stayed in bounds and scored, or just stayed in the end zone. You know, I would rather have that touchback or a touchdown. But
What are your thoughts on CJ you're going to be facing on Sunday with the Niners?
with who?
Beathard.
But you know, I haven't seen a lot of him. You know, it's nothing we hadn't done before. You know, we faced that in week 1. We faced it in week 2. We just hadn't seen a lot of this quarterback. We're going to study him this afternoon and have a better feel for him come Wednesday when the guys get back.
That made it tough, though. Not a lot of film. Did you guys face him preseason, the last preseason game?
He played some in preseason. Yeah, he sure did. Yeah.
Did you watch that?
Oh, absolutely. We'll watch all the preseason tape and any game tape from last year, maybe.
Can you talk about your relationship with Kyle? Was he around when you were?
Oh yeah, it's special. It's special. I mean, and no different than Sean McVay yesterday. We all grew up in the same system. Those guys were around when I was playing for the Dads, and I've known them all my life, all their professional life, and so you know, those relationships are pretty special. And Kyle played for his dad. His dad brought me in this business as a coach, and he's still a mentor to me right now. He won't talk to me much this week, but after this week, maybe he will.
Was Kyle a ball boy for the Broncos when you were?
Yeah, Kyle was a ball boy. He was always around. Always around.
What makes him special as a coach? Is it the fact that he just kind of grew up?
Well, he was raised in a coach's household, and Coach Shanahan, he's a Hall of Fame coach in my opinion. And so, you know, Kyle was always in football. He was a wide receiver at the University of Texas and Duke. And while he was there, he was already evaluating players, giving us inside scoop on this guy and that guy. And so he's been doing it for a long time.
Is there 2 or 3 things that stick out in terms of coming up under Shanahan as a coach that he stressed?
Very detailed, very detailed. And, you know, he knows how to use players and put them in the right positions.
Coach, how difficult is it to prepare for a Kyle Shanahan offense, regardless of who's under center, whether it's Garoppolo or C.J. Beathard, just his play designs and what he does to scheme guys open?
No, it's difficult because it's very similar to what we just saw last week. Quarterback's always on the move. The launch point is changing. It's hard to get pressure on them. And, you know, and they can also hurt you with their legs.
I feel like last year we talked about all these different homecomings that you have, whether it's Buffalo or the Jets, and we talked about Kyle and Mike, but Bill Walsh was the one he said he identified you as a head coach. It has to mean a lot to play against this franchise, knowing that Bill Walsh and everything he's done for just this league in general.
No doubt, it's a special organization in my heart for sure. Starting with Mr. DeBarlo, you know, he was the owner when I was there, and he was one of the best owners in the league, I thought, at that time. And now you have Jed running the organization, so very close to all those guys. And now Cal's there.
Anthony, how much was Mr. D ahead of the league as far as, you know, own jets and building off-field complexes? It kind of seemed like he was 10, 15 years ahead of everybody else.
You talking about Eddie?
Yeah.
Oh well, he was first class, and everything he did, he did it to the max, and that's the way he treated every player on that team, and that's the way he ran that organization. And Jed's trying to get him back there now.